Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, today I've been in the garden harvesting some herbs because as I was examining my herb containers, I have some containers that are completely empty of dried herbs, some are half full, and some um, are full to the top. So that lets me know that for the ones that are full to the top in my containers, that I know I cannot use over the course of a growing season until the next. Those are herbs that if I harvest, I can share with a friend or neighbor. For those that are completely empty, that tells me that I need to sow more seeds or purchase more transplants so that I can have enough throughout the winter on into the next growing season. So I'm also going to be sharing with you my process on how I store my herbs, and I have been doing this for the last, I would say, about 3 or 4 years now, and it's a method that I learned from the New Orleans gardener using the brown paper bag method. So let's get started. I'm going to turn you around and share with you how I store my herbs and the containers that I've been using to store them. Let's get started. Okay, so here on the table, you'll see here that for my lemon balm, my container is completely full. So I can definitely share my harvest of lemon balm. Regarding my peppermint, you can see here that it's very low. So I'm happy I'm growing more peppermint because I can definitely store enough for over the winter. My moringa is very low, so I need to harvest for that. And here is my oregano, guys. And you know, the oregano just grows wild. If you plant your oregano in ground or in a raised bed, you'll find that it will eventually take over the bed. So the best place to plant oregano is in a container. Over here is my container of spearmint, and as you can see, we use a lot of spearmint here on the homestead, so I need to harvest more of that. That is also a very invasive mint that can take over a garden area. I also recommend placing it in a container as well. Here is my container of rosemary, and as you can see, I'm pretty full. Uh, I can perhaps share whatever I harvest from my rosemary. Here, guys, is my container of sage, completely out. Parsley, I'm completely out. Basil, here, I definitely need to do more about that. I use a lot of basil in my spaghetti or any type of pasta that I make. And this is my container of thyme. And I'm pretty good on thyme, but I can harvest a little more of that as well. So what I've done is I've harvested on yesterday. I harvested some lemongrass. I've harvested spearmint, some sage, lemon balm, peppermint, basil, and what is this one here? And parsley. So all of these were harvested on yesterday. And what you want to do before placing them in the brown paper bag is you want to, you know, wash them, with just some cool water. And then once you wash your herbs, you want to make sure that they're dry. And I use a lot of paper towels in making sure that they're dry, because if you don't, you'll find that a lot of the leaves of your herbs will turn black. And so I dry them as much as I can with the brown paper towel. And then I sat them out on my back patio so that it can dry a little faster. And then this morning, I saw where they were completely dry on all sides. And then I placed them in this brown paper bag. And what I like about the brown paper bag method is it still allows air to get in, but it protects it from dust or spider webs or insects or what have you. I know some people choose to tie them up with a string and let them hang, but of course it can collect dust, and it is open to things, flying or getting on it. So I absolutely love this method. It's very energy efficient. Even though I do have a dehydrator, I typically don't use it for the herbs. The dehydrator that I have uses a lot of energy, and also it makes a ton of noise. So I find that this method is absolutely wonderful because I'm not in a rush. The process itself takes about 2, sometimes 3 weeks. Even if you touch it after 3 weeks and it doesn't break up in your fingertips, then you just allow it to sit there until it's completely dry. And once it's completely dry, I do crush it up and place it in my jars here. And these jars I purchased from the Dollar Tree when everything was $1. But as you can see, as I was continuing to harvest and adding more things, I wasn't able to find the same container as the first time. So some are like this with the silver top, and then the second time I went back, I was able to find these with the white top. But nevertheless, it does serve the purpose. I really enjoy using these, and looking forward to sowing more seeds, probably for sage and parsley, and I may just pick up uh, 1 or 2 transplants. But just wanted to share with you what I'm doing today. What I will be doing is starting a little herb garden on my back patio. So I'm going to take you outside and let you see what I'm doing there. And just appreciate you watching this video and hope that you'll continue on to my next step today. Okay, so I'm out on the back patio and I have my little herb container here, and I will be planting some Dollar Tree seeds here, some basil, some sage, some marjoram. This is, I think, from Lowe's. Some flat leaf parsley. And because I think there's only a few in here, I have another flat leaf parsley. So what I'm going to do is, these are my containers here that I've been using in the past. And as you can see, this label here is still good. And at one time I had the word parsley using a permanent marker, but it's fading, so I need to write on it one more time. But I'm going to put some parsley seeds in here, some basil, and I'm going to put the marjoram in this container. And then over here is where I'm going to put my sage. And because I thought about it, I'm like paying $5 to $6 for a transplant. I don't know if I want to do that because I already have these herbs already growing, so there's no emergency. So why not just sow the seeds and just wait, for it to come up? And of course, with the parsley, it's a biennial, so hopefully it'll come back next year. And the sage is a perennial here, so it'll come back. So I'm not going to spend that money on purchasing transplants. I'll just sow the seeds and be patient and harvest from the plants that I already have here on the homestead. So let me get started. I'm not sure how old these seeds are, but I'm just going to sprinkle it like that. Let me get the other pack. Wasn't a whole lot in it, but we'll see. I know a lot of them may not come up because I'm not sure how long I've had it, but I'm gonna just do that and then water it in. So that's for the flat leaf parsley. In this one, I'm gonna sow basil. And really, to be honest, I probably could cut a piece of basil and just stick it in here and it will grow that way. I think that's what I'm going to do for the basil. Let me sow seeds for the marjoram now. Okay, so I'll sprinkle. The seeds are tiny, tiny, tiny. I don't know if you can see that. So that should be enough. Now just take some soil from here just to cover it. I'll set that there. And then over here, this is where I'm going to sow my sage. Just going to level this soil out a bit better. If it makes multiple plants, I can always transplant them somewhere else here on the homestead. I didn't realize how much sage and basil and parsley that I use. So now I'm just going to water this in. And like I said, I'll get some basil transplants from here on the homestead, probably off of the balcony. And I'm watering in my marjoram seeds and more water here for the sage. Okay guys, that's it. I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video and that you are also working in the garden. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.